Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy. It's my pleasure. It's always my honor to be greeting you and bring this message of emancipation to you, where I am pointing you to look no other place but to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. Thus, the reason why I want to speak to you today on a very important topic. It is called the Great Solar Flash. And this is something that has been going around on the internet lately, even sometime last year, because there was someone who was reaching out to me on Facebook and was asking me to comment and so on, to make a video on it. But I was trying to stay very much away from controversial topics and on things whereby many YouTubers are circulating around, knowing that many of them would have never had any real inner experience concerning many of the things that they just be speaking about. I wanted us to stay clear of it. But people keep reaching out to me, and people even comment and ask me about it, and someone sent me an email and even sent me a video. I believe that I will put a link for that video because I think you all need to listen to that video also and realize everything that I would be saying here, that it will all dovetail. Now, one of the things that most people who've been listening to me should have been reaching out to me and saying is that they should have been saying to me that everything that this guy would have said on his video and everything that these YouTubers are saying, it is what I have been saying that I would have experienced in my life, and that it is an experience that takes place within. For nothing can happen without unless it first takes place within. Remember, as above, so below. As it is within, so is it without. Now, as you guys know, I always teach the Bible, and I always teach that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically, that the Bible is not literal, neither is it secular history. Also, I teach you that the Bible is the songbook. At the end of every one of my videos, I always speaking about the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N and the dawning of a new day in your life. And I'm gonna be doing it at the end of this video as usual. And that is why I would have been expecting even, let's say, better more from people been listening to me. You should be saying, look, I feel so good that I'm listening to a teacher who knows what he's talking about and he's speaking from experience, and now these other people are speaking about things they would have read, and many of them are speaking about the Mayan calendar, some are speaking about the Ethiopian calendar, some are speaking about something that was written by the ancients, and they're coming up with a date and there's actually no time. This is the Maya, it's all illusion. These are things people should have been reaching out and asking me about, not just get caught up with the I'm looking for the right word there, okay, not get caught up with what's happening, okay, but to think, no, yes, all of these things could have been in writing, and yes, what they're saying, I could identify with everything that they're saying, and all of these things are written exactly in the Bible, but it takes place within you. That great solar flash is what the Bible referred to, that the Son of Man will come just as the lightning flash in the east and so on. So too would be the coming of the Son of Man. That's when that light would strike within you. Some call it gamma waves. And you will ascend, as I always said to you, like a fiery being. It is in Acts 2 when it says also that tongues of cloven fire was above the head. So my brother and my sisters, everyone who's looking for an outer experience, I'm not going to tell you what to look for and what not to look for, but I'm saying to you, everything that I listen to these guys are saying is what I would have experienced. You will change from mortal to immortality in a twinkling of an eye. That's why, my brother and my sisters, I always remind you what the Bible says. It says that the Son, as in the S-U-N of righteousness, shall arise in you with healing in his wings. So all of this should have been telling the people who've been listening to me, look, I am so blessed to be following a real, true, self-realized one. My brother and my sisters, I grew up in a third world country. People think I'm crazy. I don't know nothing about Mayan calendar. I don't know nothing about Ethiopian calendar. I don't know nothing about all these things that these YouTubers, whether is it Rav Smart or whoever they are. These guys do a lot of research, they read a lot of books, and they're given a lot of information. And I must congratulate them for giving people information, because there are people who want more and more and more and more information, because the Bible says that you'll be ever alone and never come to the knowledge of the truth. I am saying that the truth is in you, and when anything takes place within you, you would know the truth. So nothing has been revealed to me that is going to take place significantly on December the 21st. So I can't jump up and say, well, this is going to happen that time and this is going to happen that time. I can't say that. I'm not going to be presumptuous. So I'm not going to debunk what other people are saying. Everybody's free to say what they want to say. But I'm telling you, when I listen to that video, everything is my experience. I listen to the guy, which is Justin from Your Creators. That's the link the lady sent for me. I'll share the link with you guys also. It's a short video. I think it's about 6 or 7 minutes or something like that. Right? He speaks about forgiveness. When I had my awakening, I didn't know what I was doing. I went wrong and making things right with people. Something inside of me just tell me I had to go and make things right with people. I had a few misunderstanding with people, and I went to them, and it was actually the beginning of a New Year. So maybe they would have thought it was New Year's resolution I was making, but it wasn't a New Year's resolution. This was happening to me. So when he speaks about forgiveness, yes, and you don't have to wait for a certain event. When you come to this kind of truth that I will be teaching, I will tell you the most powerful thing is forgiveness. When you realize that everyone is self pushed out, forgiveness is the most powerful thing. It's equal to love. And then he speaks about holistic food. My brother and my sisters, before I had my awakening, I showed you that I was drinking water that comes directly from the earth. One of these I'll do a video and show you how I just get water that comes straight from the earth. Because I'm in a different location. So where I used to get the water from the earth, I would not be able to go over that side. But there's another area not too far from where I'm living here, about maybe 15 minutes or so. Yeah, that I will go at times. Okay, so one of these is when I go there, I'll show you the water is coming from the rock. Okay, I've been drinking that kind of water without anything, because I would have gone through a very dark time in my life, to the point where my electricity was cut. I had no water, my water was cut, and all of these things. They call it dark night of the soul. I was going through all of that for a long time. Okay, I was going through all of that. Okay, and that's how I happened to start to go and look for spring and bathe and drink the water and so on. And then after that, things start happening to me. Everything in my body, like you see, like start to change, and my whole thinking and everything start to waking up before I come to that great awakening, right? All of those things happened to me. So I had my darkest moment before I could have had my brightest moments also. Okay, and the food I was eating, I always eat good, because I grew up, being a bodybuilder and been always taking care of my body. Okay, And so I was still eating things like chicken breast, eating fish, and I was eating more wholesome food, because that's the kind of food you have in these, what they refer to as third world countries. We have our little blessings too, that a lot of people just overlook the kind of blessings we have, and they just look at the metropolitan countries, and they don't weigh in the balance the advantages and the disadvantages, because most people just study money, okay? But because of what is available to us down here, I was eating more wholesome food. We always eat pot food, we always eat real food. When I talk about fish, I'm not talking about fish that raised in a farm, a GMO fish. I'm talking about fish from the sea. Any kind of fish we eat, fish from the sea, saltwater fish all the time. Okay, so it's not like if as a matter of fact, I don't even think people in my country should even go to the supermarket and buy tuna. There's some fish here, tuna, you could get it fresh and everything, cook, whatever. Okay? So you're talking about food. So I would say to you, you don't have to go to no extreme. Eat well. You must always practice to eat well. Okay? And always drink a lot of water. And he was talking about clean drinking water and so on. My brother and my sister, and he was speaking about drinking, and up to this day, for many years, I'll drink no less than a gallon of water, up to 2 gallons of water, because I'm living in a humid country. And if I go around in my country and tell most people in my country the reason why they have such a high rate of diabetes in our country is because the people are dehydrated, they laugh after me, because I'm not working in the Ministry of Health. I didn't get a piece of paper to say I am a health official. To say I am a certified nutritionist and so on. Though I believe I must know nutrition more than all the people who work in the nutrition department. To be honest with you, I did sports nutrition as a course, and the white woman, they ripped me off, take my money and so on, rip off the double charge, the credit card and so on. That's another story for another time though. Okay? So, and because I've been practicing healthy lifestyle all my life, I know these things. But I'm saying to you, I've been always drinking, water, and I the only man in my country I see just be walking around with a whole gallon of water in my hand. People wonder what kind of strange man I am. Okay? So, with the water and all of these things that he's saying, I'm not going to debunk those things. Those are things you're supposed to be doing every day of your life. But as far as the great solar flash is concerned, that would have taken place in my life, and my desire is for it to take place in everyone's life, for everyone to awake and come to the higher self. He was speaking about the fourth dimension. Based on my experience, I come to the ninth dimension. I come to the highest, because there's no number higher than 9. That's why when you count in, you come from 0, when you reach to 9, you change back to 0. That's why you have a 1 and a 0. You go back to 1 and you go back to 0. Okay? When you reach 19, it change again. There's no number higher than 9, because there's actually no number higher than 9. So you can't go beyond 9. 9 is the highest. So you come to your Christ self, your state of consciousness. That's what it's all about to me. And based on what they're saying, that is actually my experience. So the people who be really following me should be really joyful, knowing that the law of reproduction, that every seed and every species must reproduce after its own kind. It means many of you can come into that same experience. And let me say this, before it happened to me, I had the great, as a matter of fact, let me just quickly give you a rundown of what happened to me. I hear they talking about conjunction, this coming to conjunction, that coming to conjunction. There was 2 lights that met at the base of my spine when I awake. And an eye, as in the single eye, awakes within me. That's when I realized I was actually asleep and I awake. Okay? When I ascend like a fire being, it's like a flash of lightning. I guess that's what they're talking about, the gamma wave. Okay? But I left out the mighty shaking. The very first thing I was shaking, that's the great earthquake. It's in the Bible. It's a great mighty shaking. I thought I was gonna die. Okay, so I would have given up everything. This is it. I spend my time here. I'm gonna die. This is death, and that's it. Okay, and I ascend. Okay, and I came out of my skull, and a part of me was still left in my skull, and I take my hands, which are not actually these physical kind of hands, but they're like hands, okay, and pull myself out, and became invisible. Look back to see my body, there was nobody, there was no house, there was no bed, there was nothing, okay, and that was supposed to be me, was like a child, become like a child, okay, and you know when the child come out of the mother, it have, is it the umbilical cord or the navel string, whatever you call it, hooked up back to the mother. But to me, what I was hooked up to was like a great magnet. Okay, I actually wanted to cut myself away from it, and intelligence in me tell me no, don't fight, just relax, and I relax myself. Okay, but when I come to further understanding, I realize when at your time of death, that's how you find yourself too. Because when I was like that, it's as if I was like a planet or a star. I was in the highest, okay. And I realized when you die, that's how you find yourself until like 3 days when your body started decaying, so on, it will let go, and then you'll go, okay. And I heard a man said it, and he's the only man I've ever heard speak about what would have happened to me. Basically, and he was talking about something about death. One time I was going through YouTube, and I met a man named Manly P. Hall. I think this man was a 33-degree Mason or something like that, but it was a good while, way back. Okay, after coming to my weakness, I used to look at all different things. I saw a video, and he was talking about this thing was happening at death, and I said, but this is what happened to me. So, my brother and my sisters, this is time for you guys to rejoice. Doesn't matter what happened, it's time for you to rejoice. We are magnetic and we are electrical. Okay, so whether this thing gonna take place the 21st or whatever, this is what took place with me, and I'm telling you, it will take place with you also. And suppose that all these people were doing that kind of interpretation, that they are interpreting it wrong. Suppose, as I would have said before, the ancients was putting down in writing what would take place to an enlightened man and awakened man, one who come to the highest level, and they are interpreting it how they want to. So my brother and my sisters, go back on my videos, man. Go back on my videos, man, and listen carefully. Put the two things up, put all of these guys what they're saying, and listen to what they say in every video. So my brother and my sisters, this is not ego, this is not a rant either, but you know, this is really to help to strengthen you and to encourage you. And I just recently did a video speaking about my vindication, my authentication, and so on, and show you certain experiences that are written in the Bible about the crisis taking place in my life, and there are much more that must take place in my life, because these things must happen. So my brother and my sisters, that's my take on this whole great solar flash, okay. And as I always say to you, that this message I bring to you, it is the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says that if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And my brother and my sister, had it been that my whole body was filled with light, when that single eye awakes within me, after I would have feel that great and mighty shaking, that great earthquake, I wouldn't have been here bring this message to you. For when it happens to you, you shall ascend like a fiery being, and exit your skull and become invisible, become one with the wind. You have changed from mortal to immortality in a twinkling of an eye. That's why I always say to you, my brother and my sister, when you have that experience, you'll come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. For the sun, as in the S-U-N, parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. Not Jesus. Wake up. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And you're told in the Sun book, the Bible, Psalms 84:11, that the Lord thy God is a S-U-N and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. And common sense will teach you that the sun, as in the S-U-N, not the S-O-N, not Jesus, please, not Jesus, okay, has never withhold any good thing from humanity. For the sun is what powers all of humanity and give all of humanity its energy. Then, in Malachi chapter 4 verses 2. You're told that the Son, as in the S-U-N, of righteousness shall arise in you with healing in his wings. And that is why I'm bringing healing to all of humanity, pointing each and everyone to look inwardly, saying to you to use your mind power, which is your solar power, your sun power, your God power, which is the creative power, and is actually the sexual power. Use that power to achieve your every desire and prove that you have experienced the real, true solar flash in you. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.